This is the Cyclone Compost Brewer. It's made by Composite Structures. We'll start off with the pump, which you'll find over there in the bottom right corner. The pump is a commercial grade electromagnetic pump. It puts out 150 liters per minute of air. It's coupled to an FDA approved high temperature hose that, as you see in the middle of the hose there, that gray unit is a check valve. Check valve's job is to stop any water intrusion back into the pump when you shut your brewer down, so the water stops at that level, doesn't get back to the pump, you won't have a failure. As we move up the system, you'll see we're using, wherever a hose is attached to the unit, we're using a hose clamp on all systems below water line, so there's a double check for no leakage failures. As we move to the front of the unit, you'll see the valve that we're using. It's a commercial series ball valve. It has a removable front and a removable valve on the edge of it, so you can completely disassemble it and take it apart for cleaning. One of the things that we've really looked at in the brewers is how to keep them clean, and I think we've done a very good job. When we get to the back of the unit, you'll see we're using a unit called cam locks, which allow you to remove all of the piping. This is the back of the unit here. We're using what's called a cam lock on the top and the bottom down here. The bottom cam locks have a locking position, so you must push the button down to release the handle, so there's no accidental releases on the unit. The air is injected into the systems down here, so we have a full air injection that mixes with the water, and it aerates up through the hoses, comes back into the top of the unit, dumps the brew systems back into the top, and creates a continuous cycle from up to the bottom. What also that does is any sediment that's falling from your brew material will fall down, be captured in the bottom, get lifted back up through the air movement, dumped into the top, and it keeps a continual motion, so there'll be no sediment.
That's what I see on all of these new style brewers, is that it's actually lifting right from the bottom where all that sediment's going to collect, and then it drops it up through the top. And as it's doing that, as you said, it's using air to lift it, so it's being aerated as it moves through the hose, and again aerated as it dumps down into the brewer, where it creates a cyclone to essentially mix as thoroughly as possible before it gets to the bottom again.
Yeah. The pump that I mentioned earlier that is rated at 150 liters per minute, basically that'll break down to where it's filling the entire brewer per minute with oxygen or air.
That's perfect.
It's got a huge infusion of oxygen in these things. The oxygen infusion and the movement of the water through the brew mixture can actually produce a very nice usable brew within as little as 1 hour.
So this is the 35 gallon brewer, correct?
That is the 35 gallon, yes sir, with what we call the poly legs. And then we have another version you'll see a little bit that has metallic legs or steel legs.
Are the metallic legs, is it a little more inexpensive to buy the one with
They're
the
actually the
legs?
same price.
Okay, it's about the same price.
Yeah, and this one is a little more stylish, where the metallic legs is a little more industrial.
I see. And of course, because it's in our pretty store here at Monster Gardens, we chose the one with
We're going for the
legs.
style. plus function.
Now, how large are the largest brewers that you sell that have this style?
There's two brewers in our system, what we call a bubbler and then what we call the Cyclone. The bubblers, which we'll show you a little later, are a 5, 8, and a 13-gallon system. And the Cyclone, as you see here, starts at 15 gallons and goes upward in the, as we call it, off-the-shelf units to 60 gallons, and then we do custom systems all the way up through thousands of gallons.
Oh wow! So you could actually make units above 2,500 gallons?
Yeah, oh, not a problem at all.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are normally individually engineered to fit the particular application, but the storage vessels that we have in the application can actually take us up to 5,000 gallons.
Wow. Okay, so all those local Northern California growers that have been pricing out brewers and have seen ones that seem to be pretty high priced, definitely check out the Cyclone Compost brewers. These are made here locally in Sonoma County. They have a unique price point, and of course Mike has done a great job of putting all the little bells and whistles, all the unique components to make it as slick of a design as we've seen.
And for our East Coast neighbors, we also manufacture our units in Gloucester, Virginia.
Well, there you go. So he has multiple locations, so he can service customers on both the West and the East Coast.
As we come out of the base of the Cyclone brewers, as we go through the ball valve would normally be left closed if the unit is left unattended or doing a long-term brewing cycle. As the hose continues past the ball valve, it's again an FDA approved hose for transfer of food products. It goes to a commercial series ag nozzle. The nozzle allows you to dispense directly into any other containers. This is a gravity fed system that you're seeing here. The dispensing rate will be right around 1 gallon to 1.5 gallons per minute when the tank is relatively full. On the larger systems, and even on this system, we also build pressurized distribution. And those systems go through a very small pump that hooks up to a garden hose, and you can walk through your garden or go to remote locations and have a pressurized unit that can be used for spraying, root feeding, and things of this sort.
At Monster Gardens, it was important for us in our showroom here to get a nozzle that was as drip resistant and quality as possible, so that we're not having customers leak their tea onto the floor as they're pouring it into bottles. So this nozzle right here obviously goes down into the bottle, which is a great feature that we have not seen on any other brewer.